Hi, Claire Nielsen at Faith Walk Over 50. Um, I'm not sure when I'm going to post this, but I wanted to record it today. So today is the 25th of February. And in the last couple of days, I've had this huge revelation that for me anyway, that I need to do a 40 day water fast. This was not something I wanted to do of my own free will. This was something that I suddenly got a sense, yes, this is something that I need to do because, the Lord is leading me to do it. But when I look back, I can kind of see it's like breadcrumbs have been being laid out for me to follow for literally years. I remember years ago reading Rees Howells' book Intercessor and realizing in the early part of his spiritual journey, he lived on very little and did all sorts of things that were kind of almost unheard of. And at that time, I agreed to walk out something very similar. As I tend to do, without realizing perhaps what I've agreed to. Anyway, but so that was kind of when it started, and that's probably at least 6-7 years ago. But more recently, because I've obviously been doing Bright Line Eating, and I've realised that Bright Line Eating was really a training for what I'm going to do now, because yeah, in lots of ways it's been training, and so I've already been conditioned in a certain way to be able to do this without realizing. And the Lord's been speaking to me over the last few months, and I got to a place of being actually quite fed up of eating. With Bright Line Eating, I just like. So cut out the flour and sugar, and that's been amazingly transformational in terms of my own physical body and what that's enabled me to do. And only eating 3 meals a day and nothing in between and all that kind of stuff. But more recently, what I've been doing is it's just like I've been eating to get the eating out of the way. And so much of my time has been like a distraction. Food has become like a distraction. It's like a waste of time. And I know that sounds a bizarre thing to say, but that's how it's been feeling, as if, it's like so much more I could be doing if I wasn't chopping food, if I wasn't preparing food, if I wasn't shopping, if it's just become such a thing. So I'd actually got to the point where I'd been, and also learning from this guy called Ari Whitten, talking about, and also a guy called Thomas Cowan, related to longer fasted windows in our day. So effectively eating breakfast at 9:30 is what I've been doing. And then, yesterday I actually had dinner. I'd already had lunch, dinner at 2:30. So we're talking 19 hours almost of not eating in a day, because it's just like, well, I can do so much more if food isn't such a big part. So lots of things have been happening for me on my journey. And anyway, so this week I just got revelation that I needed to explore the teaching and the way of life that is promoted by Kirby Delanerol, who's a Christian bishop actually in Sri Lanka, and he calls himself the Happy Breatharian. But he does eat, but very intermittently and very low calorie. But they do amazing things. You look him up. He's won kind of awards and everything in Sri Lanka for the things that he's done, and the health benefits for the people who engage with him. And they do Ironmans and all sorts of things in a kind of fasted state, effectively. So this is not like people suddenly waste away. Anyway, I can't do anything. So this has all been happening in the last few days. So I wanted to record this before I start. At this present moment in time, I've made a commitment to the Lord that I will I will start this when I've consumed the fresh or the food that is left in my fridge and the fresh food that I've bought. Um, kind of on the principle that it would be wasteful not to. And one of the things that Kirby talks about is if that with food, something has to die for us to live. So whether it's a vegetable, whether it's an animal, something has died for us to be sustained. So it's only right that I consume whatever is left in my fridge, and in my store cupboard, effectively fresh stuff that will not last 40 days. And I'm kind of now just. It's like when I started Bright Line Eating. It's quite funny. It's like when I started that, and you buy your food scale, and you buy your journals, and you empty your food cupboards, and you start Bright Line Eating, and so I am going to go cold turkey, effectively, onto this 40-day water fast, and we will see where that goes. But I plugged it. I got something called Kirby Delaney's 5-day 5DP 5-day program. Effectively, I kind of accessed. I bought that last night, so that will be the thing that supports me in the first part of it, because that's a program that helps people into this place. Because I kind of consciously, I one of the things that I know I need to do is to meditate on communion, meditate on my relationship with God, with Yeshua, Holy Spirit. Just meditate in that place, and I needed some insights as to how to do that. So that's kind of what I acquired last night. But I'm not going to start that until my food cupboards are empty. But my body's already screaming. It's hilarious. Yesterday, I ate, pretty much what I would eat normally, and it's like my body's rebelling, my soul's rebelling before I get anywhere near starting this. It's quite funny. So I was hungry virtually as soon as I ate my dinner at 2:30 yesterday. So I'd eaten 3 meals in 5 hours, and I'm already hungry. And it's like, well, you're not hungry, Claire. Your body's just screaming at you. So so my body's already not happening, but it's a case of soul step down and come into alignment with my spirit, because it's on my scroll, and I agreed to do this. So so there we go. So that's me. That's where I am, and I will record this journey as I go along and see how it goes. Anyway, that's it for now. Bye-bye.